Kieran, thanks for joining us midweek ahead of the Queen's Park game. Just what's the feeling in the dressing room heading into this weekend's match?
I think the boys are all really confident. I think the last few weeks' performances have been a lot better than they were at the start of the season, so we're in a much better place now to go there and get a result.
As you said, the performance levels have been a lot better over the past few weeks, and I guess we just have to look back to last midweek against Livingston and see how high we could get to and how good we could perform on the day, and just try and replicate those and those levels. And if we could do that, then we'll pick up more wins than we lose.
Yeah, exactly. I think if we can replicate how clinical we were against Livingston, I think we've been creating chances, so and being so dominant from set pieces as well. Then I think there's no reason we can't win the game as long as we defend solidly.
Against Partick Thistle, the performance level was there. We just lost out on the fine margins again, as you mentioned. Their set pieces have seemed to be a key trait throughout the championship this season for all teams. Why do you think set pieces is such a big thing in this league?
I mean, set pieces are a big thing in every league. I think you even see at the top level, set pieces can win and lose your games, but we do a lot of work on it every week. The manager is he puts a lot of emphasis on set pieces, so hopefully we can be solid this weekend and not make any mistakes, and then use them to our advantage at the other end.
What's your thoughts on Queen's Park? What kind of game are you expecting? I know when they came here earlier on in the campaign in the first quarter, again, it came down to two set pieces that helped them win the match from their side. What do you expect from them as a team?
I mean, the game against them last time, I didn't think we played our best until maybe the last half hour when we were 2 goals down. We put a lot of pressure on them and could have potentially come back into the game. But I think if we can replicate that performance level from the beginning, then I think we can dominate the game and go and get 3 points.
For yourself personally, you've had a small operation a couple of weeks ago. How are you feeling since managing to get the surgery?
Physically, I'm feeling a lot better, so hopefully I can just stay fit. Been keeping on top of my rehab, so just avoid injuries as much as possible and keep myself in the team every week.
You've mentioned in other interviews how you've had to manage yourself at the start of the season until you got the surgery. How difficult is it to manage yourself through training, maybe missing parts of training, heading into weekends, trying to get yourself through the 90 minutes, fighting for the cause, the fans, the team? How much of a struggle was that the surgery was the best option in the end?
Yeah, mentally it can be quite draining, especially when you come into a new team. You want to make a good first impression to all the boys, the staff, the fans. So everything in me is not wanting to pull out, wanting to try and get through it as much as I can. But there comes a time where I decided with the physio as well that the best option was just to get the surgery done and try and get myself back to normal as soon as possible. So I was back in the team starting for the first time last week against Falkirk, and hopefully I can kick on from there.
As you mentioned back in last week against Falkirk, it was a short recovery time, which you'll be pleased with because there was a heavy schedule last week and then the heavy schedule coming up over the next week as well. So plenty of games to play for in different competitions, plenty achievements and objectives on the line over the coming days.
Yeah, definitely. And as a footballer, you want to be playing games, so there's a lot of exciting things coming up, a lot of games coming up, and hopefully we can turn our form around and start climbing the league.